Hello everyone, my name is Cade Davis, and today I'll be sharing with you the political, social, and economic aspects of my life. I've lived with my parents and my older brother, who's 4 years my elder, for just about my whole life. The pecking order is just about what you'd expect it to be. It goes mom, dad at the top, my brother, and then me. Ever since I was little, my mom has always said, if you're going to be dumb, you better be tough. And she meant it, because nobody came to my aid when my brother decided it was time to harass me or beat me up. From day one, my parents have preached self-reliance to me to prepare me for my adulthood. Both my parents grew up poor in southeast Houston, and since money was always a problem for them, they've always taught me to be grateful and appreciative for everything I have. I was raised in a Christian house, but my parents never really forced me to comply, which I appreciate because it's allowed me to truly have a desire to know God, not because my parents said to, but because I actually wanted to. My family and I also really value honesty, and it's because your word is all you have in this life, and trust is everything. Growing up to this day, my parents have encouraged me to be open with them and not to build barriers, and that kind of builds mutual trust and respect between us. But enough about my social life. Let's talk economics. For as long as I can remember, my parents have always told me, save your money, save your money, save your money. And as a kid, the household economic system was definitely communist. My parents bought me everything and didn't make me rely on myself. That all changed when I became old enough to do odd jobs here and there, like mow or something, just to make some quick cash. And as I got older, the funds came in slower and slower and slower, until finally I got a job when I turned 16. And now that I have my own source of income, my parents give me the basic necessities to live, like clothes on my back, roof over my head, and food on the table. But everything else is at my own expense. So I guess I'll tell you a little bit about life under the Davis regime. Growing up, my parents installed an oligarchy and ruled their empire with an iron fist. My parents made the majority of my decisions for me, and my opinion really didn't hold much weight. For about the first 14 years of my life, it was, hey mom, can I do this? But there was somewhat of a revolution when I entered high school. My parents gave me as much freedom as I could prove I could handle. I went from, can I, to, hey, I'm going to do this, I'll be back by like 9. And it's mutual trust between us that allows this to work. But I've come to the age where I'm formulating my own opinions and moral codes, and I'm finding myself in disagreements with my parents more often, because their opinion isn't necessarily mine anymore. And this leads to conflict sometimes, and since my parents are still the head of the house, they put me in my place. So overall, there's been a drastic political shift in my house from communist dictatorship to a democracy with capitalist and socialist roots. But now I want to tell you a little bit about my favorite period in world history, which is World War II and the Cold War. I love this era because it shows us just how easy it is for the world to be thrown into chaos and how devastating some of its effects are. If you look at the aftermath of World War II, it put the world's two biggest superpowers at odds with each other, and it started the nuclear age and had a tremendous effect on geopolitics and who sides with who if war would ever break out again. I kind of see the Cold War as a board game or like a match of chess. You got the United States and the Soviet Union countering each other every time someone makes a move. And some of these moves to keep one another at bay cause bloody conflict, a space race, and then an arms race. So when you think about it, World War II and the Cold War have shaped how we live today, what our standards of military and defense needs to be, and how we handle foreign affairs as a country. And that's my social, political, and economic life condensed into 5 minutes. Thank you all for listening, and I hope y'all enjoyed it.